let's start this whole thing off with a little bit of, I've never met you guys, you've never met me. Give me just a brief rundown of who you are, name, what you do at HFI, and who HFI is. But just, we had extended introductions this morning, obviously. Give me the Cliff Notes version.
Kyle Livingston, Vice President of Operations, HFI. I've been with the company for 13 years now. Held a multitude of roles, everything from in the field to our logistics team, to field operations, and now overall supporting our field and our operations, including FAB, VDC, and our field forces.
Michael Bruner, field operations. I've been with HFI for 16 years, and I oversee manpower in what we call the Bloomington area, our fab shop, and our warehouse.
Perfect. Tell me a little bit about HFI. How many guys you're running? What kind of work are you doing?
We're mechanical. We do plumbing, HVAC. We have currently on our list, we have around 600 to 610 guys on a daily basis right now in the field, supported by roughly 150 in the office staff as a company. We are mainly focused on, hospitals, school, pharma, little data center work coming into our area. Super excited about that as the future changes for Indiana. Offices in Annapolis, Bloomington is our headquarters, Evansville, and then in Fort Wayne we also have an office where we have some of our VDC team members. We have a strong VDC team. Currently we have over 20 on our team in VDC to help model build jobs and support our fabrication shop.
Tell me a little bit about how much you guys have grown. You have both been with HFI through a lot of growth. What's that growth looked like? Like, have you doubled? Like, what's that growth been like?
When I started with HFI, we had 100 people in the field, so it's grown a lot.
Over quintuple? Yeah, that's quite a bit. Yeah.
We've seen 50% growth, multitude of years now, and we have expanded. When Mike started just our Bloomington headquarters there, we've expanded into a new office space, expanded our fabrication space. We just recently added 35,000 square feet for more additional fabrication space. 8 years ago, we started our Evansville office, and then 3 years ago, our Indianapolis office. So rapid growth over the last 8 years.
When I'm asking you guys about this growth because one of the big things that we hear when we talk to contractors is this idea of visibility, right? RIVET is this real-time labor control center, or a bird's eye view on the labor situation. And we've seen an influx of contractors that need more visibility as they are growing. So I'd love to start the conversation off here with, as you all have been growing so much as we just stated, what has it meant to have some of that visibility around the labor? What was it like before RIVET? What is it like now with RIVET?
Before RIVET, it was a lot of song and dance. You think you have clear communication before RIVET. You think when you pick up the phone and you call a field leader, but then you think about that field leader passing that message down to the next field leader, and then that person passing it to the apprentice, and all the details of, hey, you're going to this job tomorrow. What does that look like for that young man or woman who's trying to go to their first job for the first day to a new site, right? What do they need? What background do they have? How do you see that? What's the visibility of that? So when you put that all in one package, the communication becomes more streamlined. It becomes easier. Moving people from place to place, you don't waste money doing that. You're actually super efficient at that because it's all through their cell phone. They get the information, they get the things they need, and then you also have the ability to see past records of who was here and what jobs they were on and what jobs your foreman ran, because you forget those things as you start to grow. You don't remember those fine details. This allows you to do that, and it also allows you the visibility of every job, having a deep dive, looking at the forecast for every job on a job-by-job basis. So when you're talking to that foreman, you're prepared to talk about the job. You know the dollars and cents of the job. You know the forecast of the job. And man, when you grow at a rapid pace, it's hard to keep up with those things. If you're looking at spreadsheets and reviewing your notes on paper, we have it in one place is very powerful.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said, and being able to see where the job's at without having to get into our ERP system just makes it that much faster for us and more efficient.
Wait, Mike, are you telling me you don't like logging into the accounting software?
I do not.
No? That's interesting.
No.
Okay, so now let's go a little deeper into that. Mike, you are in the hot seat, as we call it. You are actively needing to maneuver the people from job to job, correct?
Yes.
And so doing that job, we joke, especially before a tool, those people, they don't get to really sleep. They don't get to take vacations because like operations does not stop, right?
That's right.
Tell me about what was it like before Rivet versus how does that job work now with Rivet?
So when I started doing this, we was just starting with Rivet. So it was still a little bit of both. And I cannot imagine having to do it with a pad and paper. Rivet is just a game changer for me.
What was the adoption like?
It wasn't as painful as what we thought. It wasn't bad. It took time, you had to be committed, and you had to do it, and you have to keep it up to date.
Yeah. But is it worth it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Visibility and the speed of it. I can see all the information I need to see in one spot like that.
You guys are in a data center hotbed. It's coming to more of the country. There are some that have kind of held out, quite frankly, even jurisdictionally, but quite frankly, it's now going everywhere, right? We're talking to more and more contractors that they've been converted and they are now data center contractors, or they're trying to hold out, but they will be data center contractors. It's not if, it's when, right? Tell me about what it's like knowing that those data centers, the splash or the boom or the wave that they can bring, but what it means to also navigate that. I actually equate to it as a minefield, right? Because like it's anymore, you guys aren't trying to chase work. You're trying to make sure you're avoiding the bad work is what we're hearing more and more. What's it like navigating that minefield with a tool like Rivet?
Well, number one, we're super excited about data centers coming to Indiana because that type of work dictates a compressed schedule and complicated processes, right? And that's who we are. We're here because our tool allows us to be. We can help show those compressed schedules. We can move fast, our ability to be adaptive, and we know how to do complicated work, right? We know how to do hospitals. Schools aren't that easy either. We want to continue to do those jobs, but also we know this fits our mold, and we're super excited to see those in our area.
So now you're talking about a competitive edge at this point. So your labor maneuverability. How do you guys view that as an advantage? Tell me about, is that an advantage for you guys? How so?
Definitely an advantage. We have a wide facet of foremen that are capable of doing any type of job. We've really been intentional about placing young and upcoming leaders with foremen that are well-rounded. We've been intentional with that, and that allows them the ability to see large projects as a whole scale, and allows them the ability to go do that work with confidence, and we believe in what they can do. And it's all about our people, right? That's why we use the tool too, because everything we do is about the people. And if we can train and bring them up and take care of them, the tool allows us that ability and allow us the ability to go do those jobs.
So you are intentionally planning your people to jobs so they can be under supervision that's more experienced. So this is a development tool for you guys as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the right supervision for that right person.
I love that. We talk to groups, believe it or not, that they don't even know where people are going in the future, and so they hear us say that, and they're like, "Nah, there's no way, it's impossible." We're like, "No, it is possible with the tool. It becomes possible."
Yeah, we have a workforce, that's aging, and you have a lot of young interest in this industry, and you want to teach them, show them the right ways. So you need to take that aging workforce and bake it into those younger men and women that are coming into this field. Visibility.
We've been talking about it. What is visibility worth to you guys as a business?
I would say it's everything.
It's priceless.
Yeah, it's everything.
With that, what would you guys say if we were in class, right? Take us back to grade school. Matt's scared to go back to grade school. It wasn't a good thing for him. But let's say we were back in grade school and we were going to get a grade on labor planning, right? 0% to 100%. 100% is absolute perfection. 0% is we're going out of business tomorrow because basically everyone's sitting in the office doing nothing. Where would you guys say you were before Rivet if you had to rate yourself?
If we had to rate ourselves, I'd say we were a low C. We did. I know we did. I know we thought we were a high B, but really we were a low C. We thought we were producing good communication, but time is money, and that miss of that one man or that one woman or that one apprentice going to the wrong job that morning, man, that's $1 a minute, and that equates to hundreds of dollars, when you're that slow because there was a miss in communication. When we have this tool, it allows us to quickly distribute our workforce, dispatch, tell them where they need to go, give them the details. Not only that, we're putting the right person in the right seat because of this tool, because we can see their job history or we can see those skill sets that they have. That helps us immensely. And now I say we're an A.
So I was about to say, so before, let's say we thought we were an 85%. We were actually probably 75% before. Where are we after Rivet now?
We're definitely an A. And we see it in our productivity. We can tell that year after year, we're bumping it up a little. We're bumping it up a little in a market where you can see the productivity's lower. And hey, we're moving the needle forward, and this tool is helping us do that.
You nailed on something, by the way. It makes me happy hearing the contractors that have seen, they get the visibility, they realize what it really was going on before. So we've asked that question to folks who we believe are some of the best in the industry at this. And you guys are in that room. And they go, oh yeah, we thought we were 60%, 50% before. I mean, they're so harsh on themselves before because they've seen what it could be. And the groups that are some of the worst at it are the ones that actually rate themselves we're 90, 95%, because they have no idea the level of granularity and detail that is possible out there until they can see it. And so I think this is now an obvious question, but I have to ask it. Did Rivet help you all improve your labor as a whole by 1%?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. 2%?
Yes.
That's all up. That's great. That's great. All right, we're at a bar, okay? And we're a few drinks in, and some contractor sits down. They are never going to be your competitor. You're never going to see them again. But they sit down. What do you tell them about Rivet?
It's an easy sell. We tell them, hey, how do you move your manpower? 9 out of 10 of them say, well, it's a phone call. And then I tell my foreman, and then my foreman handles it from there. When I can show them how we dispatch our field forces, when I can show them, hey, how do you keep your guys from fatigue, of road fatigue, of driving? Well, I don't know. That's their typical answer. I don't know. I kind of know, but I don't know. Well, I can dispatch and how their location is, right? How do you communicate to your foreman on how he's performing on the job on a daily basis? Well, I usually go in my ERP. Well, let me show you how we can do this right here from my phone.
At the bar.
At the bar. And man, when you could show that, and you can show all those details, and you can show where your guys are working at, you can show their picture, and you can show, hey, I know this guy can go to here because of the notes that I have in here and the certifications that he has, and I can just do that right here, and then tomorrow he's dispatched. Boom. That's an easy sell.
Mike, you meet another general superintendent, another director of field who's managing, let's say it was only 500 guys, but he doesn't have Rivet. What are you telling that guy about Rivet in his life?
I tell him it's a game changer for me, having the visibility and the communication. And, I'm not a computer guy. I don't have to get in the ERP system. I can just quickly hit it, look at my app, and run it, and see everything I need to see. The operation guy is all about speed, timing, and time management, and it helps tremendously.
Perfect. Last question. I'll turn you loose. What's it been like working with the people of Rivet?
For me, it's been good. Haven't had any problems. Very helpful.
You got a great group of people. You obviously understand it's a relationship business. It's a close-knit community, whether it's mechanical or electrical trades. It's tight-knit, and Rivet understands that. You guys definitely put your best foot forward, and you have pieces like this where we all come together. We meet, we talk about our problems, our issues, and how we can solve them and move the needle forward.
Would you say, if somebody asked you, is Rivet filled with tech people or construction people or a mix? Like, what would you tell them?
It's a solid mixture. You've got to have tech people because it is tech, right? But at the same time, you guys understand that we're trying to build jobs, and you've got that construction mix in there. It shows, and it helps.
Awesome. Gentlemen, is there anything I missed? Anything else that people need to hear?
It's a great tool for me. Hands down, it really is. So I use it every day, all day.
Appreciate it.
It's always up on my screen.
Yeah, it's been a tool. It's been a game changer for us. We're a big proponent of it, and really appreciate what Rivet has done for our company. Look forward to seeing it grow and growing with it.
I did forget one. Compression. How big of a deal is compression on a job?
You've lived it.
It's hard. It's hard. You know, the schedules are getting faster and faster, and you work your fab shop into it, trying to help with that, and trying to plan and having that forecasting tool helps with that.
Does compression impact 1% of the job, 10% of the job, 20% of the job?
75%.
75%?
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a job-by-job basis. You know, we got a job right now that it compressed the schedule because of delays in the steel, not the mechanical side, right? I want to get that out there.
Yeah.
But you see those delays, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you've doubled your crew size. When you double your crew size, you're looking at cost. You're working overtime. You're trying to figure out. You're trying to plan instantly. And this tool allows us the ability to be adaptive, to plan, and to show those graphs and those things that matter to the GCs. Hey, here's where we're at. It's real live data.
It's a funny thing because, yeah, there's the steel guys may be behind. And it's like, well, we couldn't find any iron workers. Why does it fall on you guys then to pick up the slack at the end of the job and be like, oh, I'll just multiply tinners or pipe fitters or sheet metal guy, whatever. Like, I'm excited. I think that the world is kind of righting itself to a degree of that's no longer acceptable. And we're excited to see our MEP partners get that visibility and be able to kind of show that of not even intentionally being done to them, but like this is what the real impact of it is. And I think it makes it a two-way street of conversation back and forth between the GC and the specialty contractors. So.
We can give you easy physical proof.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually see it in a place now. That's exciting. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this program, taking time. You guys we're in a crazy time, and taking the time to come up here and be a part of this with our team is, like I said, it's one of the best things that we get to do in our business, and it's super exciting for us. So thank you again for just the time you spend with us, and as well as being a partner of Rivet. This is what it's all about. So thank you guys again. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.